Hi everyone, it's Megan, and I hope you're all doing very, very well today. So, today I have quite a unique video for you guys. I just went to Hawaii on vacation with my family, and I really wanted to share my experiences with you all since I enjoyed it so much. I found it to be a very peaceful and almost magical place, which I think is the perfect vibe for ASMR. This video will be soft-spoken as I tell you the bigger story behind each photo or video that I share. And please forgive anything I mispronounce in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alright, let's jump right in. First, we went to the city of Honolulu, which is on the island of Oahu. We stayed in a hotel near the famous Waikiki beach. Hawaii is one of the best places in the world to surf, so there were tons of surfers and surfing statues. In this picture, you can see the statue of the famous Duke Kahanamoku with his surfboard. Our hotel room had an awesome view. On one side, you can see the mountains, and on the other, you can see the Pacific Ocean. There were also a lot of beautiful trees and flowers like this one around the city. My little sister kept putting them in her hair, which I thought was cute. We also ate a ton of delicious food while we were there. This was a pulled pork and plum quesadilla with roasted corn, salsa, guacamole, and sour cream. The other dish is an ahi tuna with a slightly spicy rub, a seaweed salad, and a ginger sauce. We also got some shave ice, which is kind of like an elite snow cone, and this is my sister with a passion fruit and mango shave ice. I also drank a few blue Hawaiians while I was there, and I am 23, so I was able to drink that. At night, we often went down to Waikiki Beach to walk around. You can see Diamond Head there, which is a volcanic cone. And you can see the water is super blue with some great waves. And there's me. Here you can see more hotels right on the water. This beach was pretty crowded in some areas since there were so many hotels, but I really enjoyed just walking along the beach and exploring the area. And here's our view from the hotel room during sunset. That's my sister and I, and that was our time in Honolulu. It was a bit shorter since the majority of our trip was spent on the island of Maui. So the next day we took a short plane ride over to Maui, and the views from the plane were incredible. We stayed in a condo which had a really big balcony, and this was our view. There were a few islands that we could see. The one in the middle is called Lanai, and the one on the right was a part of Maui. Our complex had a really beautiful pool that we took advantage of. It had a waterfall, and it lit up at night with all different colors. There were also tons of stunning beaches right near us. Even though there were still lots of tourists in Maui, these beaches were a lot less crowded than Waikiki. One night, we visited our friends who are permanent residents of Maui, and their pool was really cool since it lit up all different colors. And that's my sister and I. We also found a friend. I had never seen a chameleon in real life, so it was really cool to see one. But don't worry, we put her back right after this. The next day, we drove a few hours to visit other towns. The views during the car ride were incredible. You can see some of the mountains that we passed along the way. We also stopped at a viewing area along the road where you could get out and take pictures. It was super windy though, as you can tell by my crazy hair in this photo. And this was another beach we saw while exploring the different towns. After that, we went to a small town called Lahaina where we stopped for lunch. I got this fancy looking poke bowl which had ahi tuna, eel sauce, pickled radishes, cucumbers, and avocado. The restaurant also had a river running through it with these really beautiful fish. And there's a little turtle friend there as well. Hi, buddy. We walked around the town a bit and I came across these amazing trees. There were so many interesting trees that I saw during my trip, but I thought these looked especially unique. There was also a really nice harbor in town that we checked out. That night, we went to a lovely restaurant called Mama's Fish House, and on the way there, we saw a rainbow. I was happy because I feel like you can't go to Hawaii without seeing a rainbow. It's even on the Hawaiian license plate. That's me at dinner wearing a long green dress with white flowers on it. For my main meal, I got a bouillabaisse with a fish broth, scallops, a few types of fish, shrimp, clams, and tomatoes with garlic bread. For dessert, we got a chocolate mousse that looked like a seashell, and a banana crumble topped with vanilla ice cream. The next morning, I made myself some eggs and enjoyed the view. It was very beautiful almost every single day we were there. It was sunny and in the 80s. I also had Kona coffee, which was amazing. If you're a coffee lover, I'd highly recommend trying it at some point. That day, we were off to the lava fields. It was kind of crazy because at first, it just looks like someone tilled the earth, but when you look closer, it's all hardened black rock that used to be flowing lava. This was the car we rented, which was a red Jeep. It was perfect since some of the roads we drove on got a bit rocky and narrow. After we parked, we walked along the nearby beach, passing more black lava rock. The ocean was a little bit more aggressive here, and you can see it splashing up. We also walked through a forest that had these black, windy trees. It looked like it was straight out of a Disney movie or a Tim Burton film or something. There were also tons of goats in this forest, and they were all black, so they blended in really well. That night, we went snorkeling at a cove we found. That's a snorkeling mask my sister was wearing. I don't have a GoPro or anything, so I couldn't record underwater, but we saw lots of tropical fish. The next day, we went up to the top of Haleakala, which is a huge shield volcano. We got up at 2 a.m. and drove to the Haleakala National Park to watch the sunrise. We drove all the way up to the top, which was like 10,000 feet above sea level. It was really crazy because we were literally above the clouds. It was also super cold up there, which is why I'm wearing a towel. And the sunrise was stunning. It was filled with really, really vibrant colors. That's my sisters and I doing the shaka symbol, which you've probably seen before. It's basically like a nice gesture or a friendly greeting. That night, we went to another beach and watched the sun set, which was funny since we had watched it rise. And we found a nice sea turtle sunning itself on the beach. I sat in a beach chair for most of the evening and listened to an audiobook for Paradox Bound by Peter Clines. I'm only on chapter 6, but I'd highly recommend it. We also brought Hawaiian pizza to the beach, which I know is controversial, but I'd never tried it before and I really liked it. And I got hungry later and had some more with a glass of wine. On our last day, we drove the entire road to Hana, which was very long. I think it was about 7 hours. But it has some incredible views along the way. This part of the island is really lush. I had originally thought most parts of Hawaii were like this, but a lot are actually pretty dry. On our drive, we stopped at the Haleakala National Park again, but this time to hike the Pipiwai Trail. It was a 4-mile hike altogether with lots of lush trees and waterfalls along the way. Part of the hike was through a bamboo forest, which I loved. It was a tiny bit windy, so the bamboo were gently knocking together, which made a rainfall-like sound. It was pretty muddy through this part, so I did slip a few times. The final destination of the hike was this massive waterfall. It was pretty surreal and I felt like I was in a movie or something. On our last night, we went out to dinner and then I got some ice cream. This was Tahitian vanilla with waffle cone triangles. And this was the very last sunset I saw. Very beautiful. And that concludes my trip to Hawaii. I hope you all enjoyed this video and you felt the magic through the screen. Now, as you watch the sunset, I will bid you adieu and say